Yo, what's going on? Mike from Mike Talk Sports. Rinat Fakhretdinov just absolutely ended Kevin Lee's career. I was just ready to sit down, watch this fight, enjoy it for a long time, and make a nice, detailed breakdown on what happened in this fight. But man, I'm not going to get to do that considering this fight ended so quickly. Right away, Rinat pressured with these really nice leg kicks that got the attention of Kevin Lee right away. He was throwing his jab out there consistently, and really the first jab straight he threw out, he landed so flush, so cleanly with that right straight, sat down Kevin Lee bad. Kevin Lee went unconscious for about a split second there, but then snapped right back into it, and as he snapped right back into it, he went to get up, and as he got up, he gave Rinat his neck, which is something you cannot do against Rinat. Now, of course, Kevin Lee was barely conscious at this point. This was the only way he could get back to his feet because, of course, Kevin Lee's jiu-jitsu off of his back is nothing special. He's a wrestler. So if Rinat went on top of him, the fight was going to be over very quickly, and Kevin Lee knew that. So he scrambled to get back up to his feet, but by the time he even was close to getting back up to his feet, Rinat, with this great finish ability and great instincts, shot on the guillotine right away. And this is a perfect example of a smart guillotine. I'm always a big anti-guillotine guy because they rarely work in MMA, but this is a prime example of a very smart, intelligent guillotine shot. The guillotine was super deep and super tight right away. Kevin Lee went unconscious very quickly from that guillotine, but Herb Dean, classic Herb Dean, could not tell. Now, it was a very tough position. I'm not going to give Herb an incredible amount of shit for this late stoppage, but man, nonetheless, Kevin Lee was unconscious, and he was unconscious for a while after the guillotine. Pretty scary stuff. Right after the fight ended, Kevin Lee had zero clue what had just happened. I don't even think he knew the fight began yet, and he woke up. He was so confused. It was really sad, honestly, seeing Kevin Lee like that. What's next for Kevin Lee now? I think his career is absolutely over. Now, when I say that, that doesn't mean I don't think he's going to fight again. I think he's going to fight again. I still think he has faith in himself, and he reinvigorated himself and reinvented himself. But right when the fight was about to begin, and I noticed Kevin Lee having those compression things over his knees, man, Kevin Lee's knees are absolutely obliterated from wrestling his entire life. This is a guy who's just never been healthy. Over the past 5 years, he can't stay healthy. It seems as though walking into the octagon, his knees and legs were so unstable. It looked like he was walking on wobbly legs before the fight even started. Maybe I'm way over analyzing it, but I feel as though Kevin Lee can never get back to a healthy state again. His body has just taken so much damage over his MMA career and over his wrestling career. I made a video a couple months ago talking about Kevin Lee and what I wanted to see out of his return, and this is the last thing I wanted to see out of his return. Fighting a guy with not that big of a name, not in terms of how long his last name is. Rinat's last name is absolutely massive, but in terms of the recognition, Kevin Lee should have fought a guy with a significantly bigger name who's significantly less skilled, and that was very possible as I listed a few matchups that could have been perfect for Kevin Lee, but this was an absolute nightmare matchup. A guy with huge power in his hands that could actually wrestle with Kevin Lee and have Kevin Lee try to fight off of his back. Again, the fight ended so quickly. Rinat, the first straight right hand he landed, absolutely put Kevin Lee out. Kevin Lee snapped back into it and then woke up in the guillotine just to be put out unconscious in about a second. Very disappointing stuff to watch. I'm not even disappointed in Kevin Lee because I kind of saw this coming. Rinat is just an absolute killer, and he's still in his prime. Even though Kevin Lee is about a year younger, he's just completely washed at this point. Thanks for listening to the video, guys. Let me know in the comment section below, what were your thoughts on this Rinat versus Kevin Lee fight? The fight ended so quickly, and what do you think is next for Kevin Lee?